sunshine. It's Gracie Gardner here from Gracie's Tarot Garden, and I've got another pick a card reading for you, but not just any pick a card reading. I've got a very special 18 plus pick a card reading for you. So you do need to be 18 or older, so if you are younger, I kindly ask you to scoot off now. So today we are going to be taking a look at what makes you a great lover. It's going to be so much fun, and it's actually going to be pretty in-depth too, so I'm quite excited about it. So we're going to be talking about what do people find sexy about you, what makes you special and unique, how are you a great lover, what are you good at, what body parts do people like, and what gets people addicted to you and craving more. So oh, there's Josie wanting to come and say hi. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be a super reading, and I would love to hear what you think. So if you are new to my channel, then you probably don't know that I do 18 plus pick a card readings at least twice a month. I do have another one planned for the end of the year, and it's going to be all about your sex life in 2021. So I really hope you will consider coming back and joining me for that reading probably next week. Okay, so we've got 4 piles for you today. Pile 1 with the Coca-Cola candy. Pile 2 with the Sprint lemon lime candy. We've got pile number 3 here with the Orange Crash soda candy. And pile number 4 with the Grape Splat candy. So if you do need another second or two, please feel free to pause the video, and I will see you at your reading. Hello, my beautiful sunny people who picked pile number 1 and the Coca-Cola candy here. So I do have a couple of cards here from my sexy handwritten deck that I made myself. So first out of the bat here, we have Fantastic Kisser. Addicted to your smell, and lazy sex. Now, lazy sex does not mean that you are a lazy lover. It just means that it's comfortable sex, marathon sex sometimes. So I think you are the kind of person that people feel really comfortable with, and you know when to give it your all, and you know when to just ease into it and just melt into it and go with the passion. So I asked, what do people find sexy about you? And this is from my Sakoli Tarot. We've got the 10 of Wands, the 7 of Cups, the 4 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. So are you guys like actors? I'm getting like a lot of really nice drama. Like, I think you guys are a lot of fun here with this 4 of Wands right in the middle here. So I think you probably keep people a little bit on edge, or not on edge in a bad way, but like you're a little bit unpredictable. You can tend towards more your dramatic side. You like to run off on day trips. You really enjoy having lots of fun and going on adventures. And people are really drawn to that because they're like, I don't know what's going to happen next with my pile number 1s. They've got a lot of options. They are out in the world a lot. And so, yeah, we got to keep an eye on what our pile number 1 is up to. So I do think you like to travel a fair bit here. So I am picking up on like Sagittarius vibes for some of you. I am also getting, with the Hierophant here, some Taurus vibes as well. Sorry about my cat. yeah, so you, I think, are a really nice balance of um, fire energy and also quite grounded as well. So I think, yeah, so what do people find sexy about you? Yeah, you're just a little bit unpredictable in the very best of ways. I think that people still find you to be quite safe and loving. Like, I don't think there's anything too crazy wild about you here with this Hierophant card. I actually think you probably are a little bit more traditional in some ways, but there's just this excitement about you where being with you or having you in somebody's life just leads to a little bit more fun. So, what's special and unique about you? We have the King of Cups, we have the Queen of Wands, the Six of Swords, and the Five of Pentacles. Joe, you're gonna burn your whiskas. You're gonna burn your whiskas. Yeah. Okay, so what's special and unique about you? I think that you don't, I think you're pretty easy to please. And again, I mean that in the very best of ways. Even though you might have a little bit of a dramatic side to you, like maybe, you can be quite passionate, but you it's not hard to make you happy here with the Six of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. Like, I think that your needs are pretty basic. I don't think that you're overly demanding. I think you can actually be a very calm, chill person to be around at the end of the day. And you're a lot deeper than the surface first glance appearance to you. I think you've been through a lot more hardships than what people would actually gather just from looking at you and how well and how much you enjoy life. Um, People wouldn't necessarily guess that about you. But you have this incredible balance of masculine and feminine energy, passion, and love here with this Queen of Wands, King of Cups. So it's like you have this beautiful, loving energy that even when the world seems quite chaotic and unpredictable, and even you might be a touch a little bit chaotic and unpredictable at times, but there's such a loving, warm energy about you, passionate, but just like you probably give fantastic hugs, I am hearing. So, like, when somebody gets in your arms, it just feels like home. It just feels safe. It just feels comfortable. It's just, again, that lazy sex. Like, there's a comfort there that even, even if it's not like the most exciting sexual experience of somebody's life, it's still passionate, it's still loving, it's still beautiful, and there's a lovely consistency about you. So those are really nice energies. I think you're a really interesting blend of love and passion and energy and chill. So I think you're actually a very well balanced person. So next I asked, what makes you a good lover? So this is the Decameron Tarot deck. And oh, I forgot to mention, this is my Sicoli Tarot here that I love to use. So for your Decameron Tarot, what makes you a good lover? We have the Star, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Knight of Swords, we have the Queen of Cups, and now we have the World. So I think you have an appreciation for the human body. I think that you see its beauty beyond its function. I think that you can worship your lover's body in a way that just makes them melt into a big puddle. Yeah, I just think that sex with you is actually quite healing as well. Like, I think you are not judgmental. I think that you might again lean a little bit more towards the traditional side of sex, which is fine, absolutely. But I think you're not one of those people who likes to shame somebody for having a different taste or a different perspective on sex, which is always an absolutely beautiful thing. Um, yeah, I think you really, with this Ace of Wands here, I think you can just do things to your partner's body. I think this is telling me as well that you get to know your sexual partners and what they like and what turns them on. And so you remember, and so you actually you improve, but it's because you care about your partner enough to know what turns them on and what gets them off. So, in that way, sex is very healing for them as well because they feel accepted and loved and cared for. And um, I think that your partners feel really good about being with you because they know that you care just simply by the attention that you put into sex. So we have the World card here. So I do think you are pretty spontaneous. I do think some of you might enjoy having sex in unconventional places. I think it's part of that dramatic flair that I'm picking up here. And I think you do like to try a few new things as well with this Queen of Cups. So, you know that you can't just stick to the basics or the routine every single time. You like to mix it up. You like to incorporate some surprises in there. And I think part of that is fooling around a little bit out in the world where you might get caught, somebody might hear you or see you. So next I ask, what are you good at? What are you good at? So we've got the Four of Cups. We've got the Nine of Swords. Oh, you're good at oral. We've got the Knight of Wands. We've got the Magician. And we've got the King of Cups. Holy cow, so many King of Cups, Queen of Cups. Like, you guys are very loving. I think you're good at finding partners too that match your energy, that match your giving. So I think you actually have had a fairly rewarding sex life, which is nice for most of you. So I do think that you're quite talented. I was kind of getting that before, that you're actually quite talented with your mouth. I think you know how to give oral in ways that most people don't. It's an art. And I think that you enjoy it almost as much as they do, which is great. I think that you probably have attracted a little bit of attention from outsiders, onlookers with that Four of Cups there. So I think somebody either caught a peek of you guys, you and one of your partners going at it, or they heard you and it really sparked a little bit of interest in somebody. I think like, wow, they are having a lot of fun in there. I kind of wish I knew what was going on so I could attempt some of that fun as well. So I do think you kind of I don't think it's necessarily anything bad. Like, I don't think that people are offended, but I do think it kind of draws a little bit of curiosity, let's say. Like, they're your spontaneity, you're dramatic, so maybe they hear like a fight and then the makeup sex afterwards or something, and people are like, oh wow, like he or she's got a really exciting I do think you actually do have a fairly active and healthy sex life here with this Knight of Wands. I think this is also saying that you're pretty much good at a lot of it. Not just a few specific things. Like I'm getting, you're really good at seducing, so you know how to flirt really well. Please teach me. Um, I think that you know which body parts are to kind of highlight and feature and kind of use to seduce. So you really can play on somebody's feelings. You're quite good at seducing, but you're good at seducing and you're also you're good at doing too. You're good at fucking. So I think you really do have a really good basis for it all, like from start to finish here. I really am getting that you're quite talented. Um, you know how to give, you know how to receive, you understand that it's kind of this dance and it's kind of a little bit of a game in a way where at the beginning, you know, if you're a feminine, you understand, or maybe you think that you need to be caught, and so you give the masculine the opportunity to kind of have the thrill of the chase, and but you do it in a very fun, reciprocal way where you're not making somebody feel rejected. You're actually making them feel quite wanted. So it's a really beautiful thing. So I asked next, what parts of your body do people love? Honestly, I think you have a pretty rockin' body for most of you here. We've got the Four of Pentacles, the Four of Wands. Again, we've got the Empress, the Three of Swords, and the Nine of Swords. Like, hot. I'm sorry. I think you guys are hot. The Empress right there in the beginning, or right there in the middle, and then ending with both the Three of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So I do think that you might actually inspire a little bit of heartbreak in some people because you're just so attractive. And I think you'd probably, I'm sure you don't sleep with just anybody. You probably are quite discerning and want to make sure that you have great partners. And, you know, the people who don't make the cut often feel quite upset about that. But I am getting you have a fantastic body, in particular your legs and your chest. Like, I think your front, I'm sure you guys have a rockin' ass as well, but that's not really coming up in the cards. But I think especially from the front, you probably have a gorgeous face. You probably have a rockin' body. You probably have amazing legs. I'm getting that you guys look fantastic in stockings in particular and also boots. I think that you look great in lingerie, although you don't necessarily need it. This is more towards the feminine. I mean, of course, if you're masculine, you can definitely wear lingerie, but I think if you're feminine in particular, you look absolutely fantastic in lingerie. So, what leaves people addicted and craving more? Oh my goodness, your spontaneity. You have this beautiful spontaneity that just leaves people wanting more and totally addicted to you. We've got the Tower card here. So, a lot of people who come into your energy probably feel like a little rocked by it because you're so loving and caring and generous, and it's a bit more than what they expected. You know, you're not just the traditional lay, the traditional fuck. Like you you're the whole deal. You're the passion, you're the chase, you're the expertise, you got the body. Like, you are really doing well, and I think you're also just a very comfortable person to be around at the end of the day. um, I think you're comfortable in your own skin and you're comfortable around another naked body, and that puts people at ease. um, So you have fun, but you're relaxed and chill um, when you, when it's the right setting and you're excited and happy and fun. Um, Again, I'm getting a lot of outdoor sex stuff, so people probably really crave that that unpredictability of like, okay, where are we gonna do it today? I don't know. It's probably not gonna be in a bed, so uh, it can leave some people broken who get in your energy and are not able to keep you. But all in all, I think it's a very lovely and pleasant experience to be your lover. So thank you so much, my beautiful pile number ones. This was such a lovely energy. If it at all resonated, I'd really love to hear about it down below in the comments section. Like I said at the beginning intro, I do sexy 18 plus tarot readings twice a month. And I do have another one planned for the end of the month, Your Sex Life in 2021. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you are interested in my channel and my readings to help keep you up to date with my content. So if I don't see you or hear from you, please have a fantastic holiday season. Stay safe. I love you. Stay golden. Bye. Mwah. Hello, my beautiful sunny people who picked pile number 2 and this Sprint Lemon Lime candy. So I have a couple cards here for my own little sexy deck that I made to get some more ideas of what you all are like. So we have romantic at heart, all night long, and traditional. So you guys tend to veer more towards the traditional side of sex in relationships, which is absolutely wonderful. You have a very romantic personality and a very romantic side to you. You love it all. You love the sex. You love the dating, the courtship that goes along with it. You like those little expressions of tenderness and love from your partner. So, what is sexy about you? Oh, you guys are a good listener, first and foremost, there with that Three of Pentacles. So, you are quite a good listener. You know when to be quiet. You know when somebody needs to get something off of their chest. And you are willing to be there for people. We have the Ace of Cups. So, you don't get old, is what I'm hearing. There's a mystery to you, especially with this Seven of Swords card here. I think there's a little bit of a mysterious side to you where even when people are in a relationship with you, they still sometimes look at you and can't quite figure you out in a good way. That mystery keeps people intrigued, it keeps people wanting to find out more about who you are deep down. So I do think your partners really like kind of watch you close or like pay attention to what your needs, because they are very eager to keep it fresh. They know that you are very loving and they want to reciprocate that. So we also have here the Judgment and the Six of Cups. So I think a lot of people really feel like you are actually a soulmate. I think even though there's that mystery, there's a part of you that's a touch bit untouchable. Like there's something about you that people just can never quite unlock or figure out. But at the same time, you're still so loving and you're still so kind that people feel a real kindred connection to you. You probably have had a lot of soulmates. And I don't mean that to say that you're a slut who has slept around or had a lot of sexual partners. I just mean that A soulmate could be anybody. It could be a friend, it can be a lover, it can be your neighbor, it could be your child. So I think a lot of people really look at you and they feel such a deep connection to you that they kind of attribute that soulmate designation to you if they were to think about you. There's just something too special about you to just classify you as a regular friend or a regular partner. You're much more than that. Um, I think we've got some really beautiful cards here. So you are such a sunny and bright and optimistic person here with this sun card. So you kind of have a little bit of leadership tendencies, I think. I don't think you're incredibly outspoken or flamboyant or high energy necessarily. Um, but I do think you do have a lot of lovely, beautiful leadership qualities, and you're just so positive about life. I think you're very accepting of other people's differences here with this Five of Cups, and I think you're an amazing communicator with the King of Swords. You might write particularly well. Maybe you write love songs or love poetry or something like that. But I think you can really express your feelings well. And a lot of people really appreciate that because it makes them feel quite special in love. And I think perhaps you might even take it for granted that you are so eloquent at expressing your love, and you kind of think that most people are like that. But I'm here to say that you actually are above average in that regard. I do think a lot of people also pay attention to you and are watching you. Like we had that Seven of Swords, there's this, with this Page of Swords, there's just a lot of watching energy. Like there's a lot of eyes on you. Just because I think you're a really incredible person, first and foremost. And a lot of people think that you have got it going on. So, all right, let's get into the juicy stuff. What makes you a good lover? You know when to take control. You know how to have fun. You are a very comforting person. So, you have a confidence about you, and you have a confidence about you, so you know how to take charge in certain situations. Um, but people feel incredibly comfortable around you with this Hierophant card. Um, there might have been a few scenarios in your past where you were comforting somebody who was upset, and it actually turned into a little bit of a little sexual tryst, or like it's weird how like your ability to give people comfort actually turns some people on. uh, I think you're incredibly blessed with your oral skills here with this Two of Swords. I think you are really good at telling people what you need and what you want. I think that you are not afraid to communicate your needs. And again, people are really digging that. They really enjoy that because they know that if they're doing something that you're not really into, or it's not giving you your maximum amount of pleasure, you can just make a few little adjustments and you don't make a big deal about it. And it leads to success for everybody. Everybody has a great time with that Six of Wands there. I think there's a sense of feeling of like home with you. So maybe you have a really beautiful bedroom, or maybe your bed setup is just like gorgeous. You've got lots of pillows. Maybe you've got like silk sheets or something, or silk pillowcases. Like I'm sensing like a real luxury in your bedroom. You might really like candles and whatnot. And it just really makes people feel like special and at ease. Um, and I think that with you, you kind of are like this wish fulfillment with this Nine of Cups. Like, I think for a lot of people, not that saying you've had sex with a lot of people, but um, for the majority of the people you've slept with, you're like the best they've had. They've just always have such a great time with you that it's hard to compare you to other people because most other people don't really measure up. You just really have this comfort and confidence about you. So, next, let's see, what are you good at in bed? Oh, yeah, you are good with your mouth. So, we've got the Temperance and the Queen of Swords. So, again, I think you're a great communicator, especially in the bedroom. Um, you might be an air sign, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But I also am picking up a bit of fire sign and water sign as well. So, like Leo in particular, and also, let's see, some Sagittarius as well. So, or some Pisces, Cancer too. So, yes, anyways, back to what I was saying. You are fantastic with your mouth. I think you're a lot of fun. You might have had a few unconventional experiences in your past that some people might not necessarily. So I think even though you do lean towards more a traditional side of things, I do think you might have had a couple of more unique experiences. So like a threesome, or maybe there's just something a little bit, maybe you had an affair with somebody. I'm also seeing that was a possibility. So maybe you or your person was involved with somebody else. And absolutely no judgment from my part on that. I've been there and it can be fun. So I think I mean, like I said before, your oral skills are really on point. I do think that you make really yummy noises in bed. Um, and I think people like to hear you when you're having sex. I think they also like to see your expressions as well. Um, I think you probably make some really delightful little facial expressions. Um, that aren't necessarily typical or what people would have expected from you, but still quite nice all the same. Um, I think you're really good with your hands as well, with touch. You might be a very tactile person. Um, so I think you really like to really touch your lovers and explore their body with your hands. So I think you're also not only you like to discover your partners, like so with your mouth, with your hands. Um, it's like a whole sensory thing for you, which is really lovely. So what do parts of your body do people love about you? Uh, I think some people really love your booty. I think you've got a really nice booty and a really nice chest as well. I also think you've got really nice arms for a lot of you. Okay, so this is kind of coming through here for a few people. This isn't going to be a message for everybody watching, but I am getting the sense that there is somebody that you're in a disconnect from who misses you and who really wishes to talk to you to make it work, to try and to bury the hatchet. I'm hearing right any wrongs, and I think they're really contemplating whether or not to come back. So I'm sorry, that might not be the message some of you want to hear, but that's what's coming through. I think that people love how spontaneous you are. I think you can be a little bit spontaneous there with that Chariot. So you might enjoy waking up your lovers from sleep to give them pleasure, and they might really enjoy that surprise awakening. I think the Seven of Swords came out in every single deck that I used today. So maybe you guys enjoy the thrill of an illicit romance, or there's something about a sneakiness here, perhaps in your past. I don't know. I'm not gonna get all judgmental on it, but um, I just find that's really interesting. It's really coming through. Oh, see, okay, I apologize. I was thinking that this was the Seven of Swords, but this is actually the Moon card. But it does have a very Seven of Swords energy when I look at it. There's something sneaky about it. And the Moon card can often be about illusions and intuitive, and it can have an element of deception to it sometimes. So I apologize. I didn't mean to get that wrong. So what do people get addicted to? How do people get addicted to? What leaves them craving more? I think it's your optimism, for one thing. I think the fact that you are a little bit on the traditional side, but you're still able to have a lot of fun and try new things. So you still are quite open and optimistic about love, about sex. So we have the Lovers, the Knight of Wands, and the Five of Cups. So I don't think you picked just anybody. I think you've got options. I think that you could have a lot more lovers than what you've actually had, but I think you're quite discerning. I don't think you'll sleep with just anybody here, especially with this Five of Cups, and maybe that's part of what this Seven of Swords, Moon, there's something about you that's very discerning. So I think that if the timing's not right, if the conditions aren't right, you kind of squash it. I don't think you're the kind of person to just, even though you are a very passionate person here with this Knight of Wands, and you leave people lusting after you hot and heavy and hard, I don't think that you always let people catch you. There are some people who just are not deserving of you with this Lovers card. So again, I'm picking up Gemini energy here for some of you. Um, but I do think you have a lot of choices in love. And so you can be a little bit more discerning. And because you're more discerning, because you don't always just sleep with anybody or anything, it actually increases your desirability, because people can't have you. And people want what they cannot have, my friend. So that's what I have for you, my beautiful sunny people who picked pile number 2. This was a gorgeous energy. I think you guys are gorgeous people. I think you have a pretty rockin' bod, and I think you know how to treat your lovers just fine. So thank you for gracing my space. It means so much to me. And if I don't see you again before the holidays, please have a very merry and safe holiday season. I am planning another pick a card reading, an 18+1 for the end of the year. It's going to be all about your sex life in 2021. So please be sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you are interested in finding out more about that, please give this video a like, share, or comment if it resonated. Stay golden, my lovelies. Take care now. Bye. Mwah. Hello, my beautiful sunny people. Big pile number 3 with this orange crash soda candy. So I have a couple little cards here from my sexy deck that I made up myself, and we have generous, blowjob heaven, and yummy. Ooh, you guys are very giving lovers, and you really probably love to give oral sex or receive oral sex, one of the two. But people find you absolutely delicious. So people find you to be a very balanced person, and I think that makes you quite sexy in this very unpredictable world that we live in. So I think you have this interesting combination here between kind of like fun and chaos and achievement and going for your goals, and a little bit of balance and caution. So of course, those two things always need to be balanced out. So I really am getting the sense that you can have a lot of fun, that you are really very much someone's wish fulfillment there with that Nine of Cups. You have a beauty that's inside and out. And part of that comes from knowing when to say no, knowing your limits, and knowing what you like and what you don't like. So I see that being very nicely expressed there. And that is quite sexy thing to be able to know what you want, to be able to go for what you want, and to let opportunities pass by that are not meant for you. So you are not chasing after things that, anything that could be possible. You are more in a receptive mode with the universe. You're a little bit more go with the flow, but I think you're quite clear about what you will accept and what you like and what you don't like. Ooh, amazing energies here. So we have the 9 and 10 of Wands. So I think you are so passionate. I think you're an incredibly passionate person. I think there's a little bit of, I think you can be quite good with your words here with this King of Swords. So I think one thing that's special and unique about you is that you might have very nice ways of showing people your love. And I think you might actually, one of your love languages that's really strong for you could actually be words and talking. So you might actually be really good at expressing yourself and expressing your love. But I do think there's a little bit of mystery here with this beautiful High Priestess card and next to the Fool card. So I do think you are a little bit unique sometimes in your perspective, a little bit mysterious as well. I don't think that you are the kind of person who's looking to be like other people. You are quite fine being who you are. You are comfortable with who you are. I'm getting the sense that you might be, are you one of those people who enjoys being naked? So you might be one of those people who at home likes to sometimes have a naked day where you just kind of, even though you're alone, you might just enjoy being wandering around your home naked. No shame in that. That's a lovely thing. Yeah, just getting a little bit of a youthfulness to you. But it kind of, I do think that you do have a lot of wisdom. You might have actually gone through quite a bit in your romantic life and some of your past relationships here. You might have even had a stalker or an ex who really had a hard time letting you go. And so I think that that might be part of the reason why you're so balanced and discerning, is because of a lot of traumatic situations. You might have even had a situation that you had to kind of quote unquote run away from somebody to get away from them, and you might have actually had to start your life over and it required a lot of trust in the divine and trust in yourself and trust in your intuition. But I think all in all, those experiences have really helped you to become a very beautifully balanced, beautiful person. Like, I'm really getting inside and out energies. Like, I think you are very beautiful on the inside in particular. I think you have got a lovely personality. So, I think you're very accepting of people and different preferences here with the wheel and the emperor. I think maybe there are times you're a little shocked at some of the things that you hear or see or have come across in your lifetime, but you very much roll with it and are like, I think you kind of have an attitude where you feel like you probably are the kind of person who thinks that you shouldn't judge something until you've experienced it. So maybe you are a little bit more open to trying new things than some people. But I think that it's like a lot of fun with you. We have the Two of Pentacles and the Four of Wands. So I think you like to mix it up a little bit. I think you have moments when you really enjoy like very traditional sex, like missionary position. And then you have other times where you're like, no, I want a 69. I want to go for something a little bit different. Let's have an oral day or something. Like, I think there's a lot of variety in your sex life. I think you like to keep it fairly fresh, and that is in part why you enjoy sex so much, because you know that you need some variety in order to keep yourself happy and interested and keep trying new things. So next we have, what are you good at? So oral is really coming up strong here with the Fool card and the Sun card. That's crazy. We've got the Fool card and the Sun, and we did have the Fool card as well with the Sokoli Tarot, and this is the Dick Cameron Tarot that I've got out right now. So I think you're an incredibly optimistic person. Like with this orange soda, we've had the Sun card come out here. I think you are just very bright and sunny, and I think even though you've probably been through a lot, you don't let it get you down. You learn the lessons that you need to learn, and you're more than content to move on. So we have the King of Swords again. So you guys could be Gemini, you could be Aquarius or Libra as well. I'm also picking up on a fair amount of cup water energy as well. In particular, Pisces, Cancer, and a bit of Scorpio. So, but don't let that get you down if that is not resonating for signs. There's a lot of people that probably are going to watch this, and I can't name all the signs for everybody. So we have the Knight of Cups and the King of Swords. So I think you're really great at communicating your needs. I think you're really great at finding ways to talk about sex with your lovers. That's not awkward. That is actually quite fun. And people don't mind talking to you about sex because they don't feel judged. They don't feel like you're going to make a big deal if it's something that you're not necessarily into. You're quite loving. You have a very loving and loving approach to sex. I think you really appreciate the human body. I think that you are really good at learning about your partner's body as well, what they enjoy and what gets them off. And of course they like that. So what part of your body do people love? And I'm getting here your legs in particular. I think you have really lovely legs, and I think they look really great in nothing but stockings. Also suit you very well if you're a feminine. Um, I do think you have a really nice chest as well. Um, and I think that even if your size or there's something about you that might not be as conventionally beautiful, I do think you are still quite alluring. I mean, we've got the Ten of Cups and the Ten of Pentacles. Like, I think there's just something very satisfying about being with you. Like, you're very grounded and down to earth, very caring, loving. You just, there's just a, there's just something about you that makes people feel like they don't need anything else. Like, you're enough. You're enough for people. You're more than enough. So, what gets people addicted to you and craving more of you? Oh man, you do have a good body though with this Empress and Three of Cups. I think that people really like to pleasure you. I think you make people feel very appreciated when they go out of their way to to pleasure you. I think you do have a very beautiful chest, very beautiful body. I think people like to pleasure you because you probably make some really delightful noises when you climax, I am hearing. Um, Not necessarily, I'm not hearing too crazy loud, but like it actually sometimes gets people too excited and makes them come as well because they just this simple act of hearing you and seeing you climax actually it's very satisfying for them. So people love your body. They love giving you pleasure. Again, I don't think you're the kind of person who just accepts loving from anybody here with this Two of Swords. I think you probably have turned down quite a few suitors who would have loved to sleep with you. Um, and again, I think that has really increased your sex appeal because I believe I said the last pile. We always want that which we cannot have, so you kind of are not afraid to maybe turn somebody down, and you kind of maybe are a little bit more open if they're persistent with you or if they need to show a side of themselves to you, need to be very authentic with you. You think you have a way of screening people, and you have a way of weeding the bad ones out. I can see. And you know that when somebody leaves your life, I think you're very good at accepting loss. You know when it's time for somebody to go or it's time for you to go. And I'm hearing you're better than most people at graciously letting go. So that's a talent a lot of us struggle with. So I think you obviously would have a bit of a grieving period sometimes, if it was a hard loss, but I think you're just so optimistic. I just think you're one of those people who can really see it and frame it for what it is and say like, okay, we learned the lessons that we needed to learn from each other, and now it's time to move on to new lessons with somebody else. Like I just instead of looking at it as a rejection or heartbreak, you really see it for the beautiful thing that it is, a new opportunity with new adventures, and a lot of times that means with somebody else, but you can't have those new adventures if that old person is still hanging around. So this is so lovely. Thank you, my pile threes, for sharing your absolutely beautiful energy with me. It means the world to me. Whew. I feel like I'm out of breath. I feel like I've been fucking or something. I'm all like I've been exercising. I'm like covered in sweat. You guys are probably very energetic lovers. anyways, I'll just throw that in there at the very end. So thank you for gracing my reading. Stay golden, my beautiful people, and have a very happy holiday if I do not hear from you or see you again. Before then, I do have another 18 plus sexy reading coming out for the end of the month about what your sex life in 2021 is going to be like. So be sure to hit that subscribe button if you want to stay up to date. Yeah, I love you. Take care of yourself. Bye. Mwah. Hello, my beautiful sunny people who picked pile number 4 in this grape splash soda. So what I'm getting from grape, whenever I think of grapes, I do think of somebody who is actually quite unique and somebody who, a lot of times people think of grapes as abundance, but I think of it somebody who's quite multifaceted. They have a lot of layers to them. So I think you've got some depth to you. And from my homemade cards here that I have, my sexy deck, I have massages, I've got waterworks, and LGBTQ. So, hello tribe. Those of you, this of course is not going to resonate for everybody. And if you do not identify as LGBTQ, this does not mean that this is not your reading. It just means that that's not your message. Please don't let it take away from your reading. So yes, some of you do identify as gay, bi, queer, trans, lesbian, whatever the case may be, and you are all very welcome here, of course. If you are a feminine, you might be a juicy feminine. You might be the wop there, you know what I mean. And if you're a masculine, you might enjoy spreading your seed around. You might enjoy seeing your cum on people. You like bodily fluids, I'm getting, or there's something about bodily fluids here coming through for you guys. Which is absolutely lovely. So maybe you like shower sex, maybe you like having sex in the pool or by the beach, or I don't know, there's something about water coming through here. So you just might feel very comfortable in the water. And you have a great touch as well. So you probably give fantastic massages. You probably, if you're a feminine with a masculine, you probably give great hand jobs. Well, if you're a masculine with a feminine, you probably give good hand jobs as well. But you just know how to relax the muscles, make people feel comfortable. So, what do people find sexy about you? Okay, we got the Empress. We got the 3 of Wands. We've got the King of Pentacles, the 8 of Swords, and the 2 of Pentacles. So, I think this is very interesting energies here. With this 2 of Wands and the Empress card, I am really getting that what's sexy about you is you're very observant. So you really watch the world. You probably notice things about the world and see things that most people don't pick up on. And the people that know you and love you find that quite attractive. You are incredibly observant. And so that's a great thing and to have as a lover, right? We want somebody that's going to be able to intuitively pick up on our needs. So you like to watch your lover's face, you like to watch their expressions when you're with them to make sure that you are pleasing them well. And a lot of people really like how concerned and caring and generous you are. I don't think that you are overly I don't think you're one of those people that it would classify as a diva or somebody who's high maintenance. I think you're pretty down to earth and grounded. I do think you do have a passionate side to you, but it's probably one of those things like that only comes out in certain circumstances. So like you might get really worked up and riled up about something, but it doesn't always show unless you feel like it's justified your time and energy. This is interesting here. So what I'm getting from this Eight of Swords is that some of you might not be the most experienced lover in terms of like partner count, or you might not feel like you've experienced very much, and it kind of makes you feel a little bit less than at times. But I'm here to tell you that there are a lot of people in the world that actually find having fewer lovers more attractive than more lovers. So if you've had bad experiences, or if you feel like you don't have enough experience at times, I think what is coming out here is that you actually are quite a satisfying lover. And even if it's something that you worry about, I really don't think this is something that you need to concern yourself with as much as what you do. If somebody is going to reject you because of your past experiences, whether that be having too much or having too little, then that person is definitely not worth the time and energy, definitely not worth the privilege of sleeping with you. But I do think there's something innocent about you as well with that Eight of Swords. People, your lovers, your partners, even if that's just been only one, they like the fact that they get to be your first at something. They enjoy the fact that they get to share that with you. They get to share your first time at something, because the first time doing something is often can be a very special time. And I'm saying this badly, but I think that people value that you still have things left to experience, and the novelty of certain things hasn't worn off. You're not jaded. You're not like, oh, I've been there and I've done it all and there's nothing new left to try. People like that you still have this freshness to you, this inexperience, because that means that they get to be the ones to try that with you. So we have here what's special and unique about you. We have the King of Cups, the Eight of Cups. We've got the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands. Wow, you have so much love to give that sometimes I don't even know if you know how to express it at times. Whether it be, I think you might feel a touch conflicted at times with how to love in a way that is socially acceptable, like without being overbearing or codependent or scaring somebody away. Like, you've probably had connections where you felt a very deep connection with somebody, but you've struggled with how to express that to them because you didn't want to scare them off, especially if it was somebody who was in it more for the intimacy, the sexual aspect, than for the loving aspect. I think you're a lot of fun though here with this Knight of Wands. I think sex with you is a little bit of an adventure. I think you can really let loose when you let your guard down, and I think you can be a lot of fun. I think you can really get into it. But I do think that sometimes you have a hard time relaxing, and I think you might have a hard time receiving as well. Like, you probably are very great at giving in bed, but you might have a harder time just receiving. Instead, you might tend to try to take control in bed, and the times when you feel like you are receiving, you just feel a little bit more conflicted. Maybe that might not resonate for everybody, but I do see that some of you might have a hard time just opening up to pleasure and just having it be all about you and not just about the other person. So what makes you a good lover? Oh, sorry, Josie wanted to come say hi. Got to see her fluffy butt, of course. So we've got the Emperor coming out here along with the Empress. We've got the Seven of Pentacles, the Two of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. So, yeah, I'm really seeing somebody here who, especially if you identify as a feminine energy, sorry, my cat. Come on, Joe, out of the way, baby. Let people see. So I do think that you really kind of, you're most comfortable when you're kind of taking charge. You might really like to, you're really good at screwing somebody. You're really good with the hip movements. You're really good at riding people. Come on, Joe. Back away. Yeah, I think you're just really great at sex in general. Oh my gosh. Stop. You're driving me nuts. Okay. So, yes, you are fantastic. I think, man or woman, you probably have a great chest. You're really good at the hip movements. I can see. I'm also hearing that you make some really lovely noises too. I think there's a little bit of an innocence to you in the bedroom. I was kind of picking up on that earlier with the Eight of Swords. And that's a wonderful thing. I think that does make you a great lover. Innocence can be a very wonderful thing to explore your sexuality with somebody is a lovely thing if you trust them and you believe that they're the right person. Josie, you're messing up my cards. Okay, so next I wanted to ask what you were good at. So I don't know, it depends on whether you're a masculine or a feminine, but if you're a masculine watching, when you go at it from the back, when you guys do it like doggy style, you have a very nice way of hitting certain spots that feel very pleasurable. It can be a lot of fun to have sex with you in that way. And if you are a feminine, you feel quite delightful from the rear. Maybe you look really great in that position as well. But there's just something about sex that's really coming out from behind. That just might be something that you really like or will really like in the future because it feels particularly yummy for you and your partner. I think you are good at comforting people. I am getting massage energy here with this Hierophant, so you probably are really good at giving advice. Maybe even sex advice for some of you. And we also have this beautiful Sun card as well. So you're just beautifully bright and optimistic. This is a same-sex couple here as well. So of course that might resonate for the LGBTQ tribe. And of course, if you're LGBTQ, you probably enjoy a lot of oral as a way of pleasuring your partner. Alrighty. Anything else there that I'm getting? What are you good at? I'm seeing there's something about your hands. You might like massage people's, your partner's scalp, or like use your fingers in their hair. I'm seeing something about hands and hair. So maybe you like to give a little tug of the hair, or maybe you just use your fingers to kind of massage the scalp while you are in bed with them. But there's something about that you're able to really, people really find that very comforting, and very pleasurable. Very pleasurable. You might also have really great hair as well. So the body part that people love most about you, I am seeing hands down, is most likely your legs and or your chest. I think you probably have a pretty rockin' body, and I think you probably feel pretty confident in your skin as well, especially with this world card. I don't think you mind being naked in front of people. Or at least people you trust, of course. You're probably really great at strip teases. You probably look really great as the clothes are coming off, and your partner loves to watch you get undressed. I think your partner might also enjoy the fact that you could be a little bit harder to impress at times, and that they need to step up their game with you with this Six of Pentacles, Eight of Pentacles. I think that you're so giving and so great at a few things in particular that it might leave some of your partners feeling a little lacking. And if you do resonate with the suggestion of having a hard time receiving pleasure, I am kind of seeing that come through here, playing those, sorry for my cat again, seeing those dynamics kind of playing out here as well. But I think that people kind of like that about you, that you're a bit of a challenge, that there's something a little bit unknowable about you, a little bit harder to get, harder to obtain. All right, last question here is, what gets people addicted to you and craving more? We've got the beautiful Magician, Two of Wands, Nine of Cups, Hierophant, and King of Wands. So, oh my gosh, so much going on in these cards here. But you're like this very... You create your own destiny here with this Magician card. I do get the sense that you're quite a good manifester, or you just go after what you want, I think. Even if you might be a little bit timid at times, or you might have a few missteps or struggles, I really get the sense you are quite powerful. Your intuition is probably pretty decent. You're a very passionate person. So there's just something about you that kind of screams that you are going to be going places with this Magician card. You probably are a great flirt here with this Two of Wands. So you might have really, well, you do have great legs. So, you know, if you're playing with your legs, running them up somebody's leg to tease them, it just drives them absolutely wild with lust. They just automatically are thinking about when they can get you alone. So I think out in public in particular, you're probably really great at covertly flirting with them and really leaving them longing for you. So you are very much wish fulfillment here with this Nine of Cups. I think people dream about having a commitment with you, I think you are a very, very passionate person as well with the King of Wands. So I really see that you're actually very balanced. You're fun, you're passionate, you're giving, um, and you don't overtake. You don't take too much from people. I really think this is actually quite a lovely energy here. So you might be a little bit on the you might play it cool sometimes. And I think you kind of drive people a little bit wild there with playing it cool. Um, yeah, I really see your flirting game is on point here. So please teach me. I really see that you're actually quite a good flirt. You're like this, you might have a little bit of a cat and mouse sort of thing that you do. You might really enjoy the chase. You might, um, you don't just give it up right away. You really allow people to chase you and to like conquer you, especially if you're a feminine watching. Um, you understand that a masculine sometimes needs to feel like he's catching the feminine, and so you don't make it too easy, but you make it a very fun game for them, where you are still very flirty and open and receptive, but not overly so. You're not easy to get into bed by any stretch of the imagination. Somebody to sleep with you, they do have to work at it, which is good. It's exactly the way it should be. People should have to work hard to get you into bed. Anything else, my loves? What leaves them craving more? I think you're just a beautiful person, all in all. I think I think you're very interesting. Like I said before, you're very multifaceted. I don't think it's always what you see on the surface is what you get with you. There's layers to you. And that can be very appealing to somebody, especially in like a long-term relationship, because nobody wants to feel like they know everything about their partner all at the very beginning and then it's just all said and done. It's like it's always this constant dance and journey with you. You're always changing and evolving and growing, and it's in very beautiful ways. Yeah, lots of growth here with this Magician card. It's like you're very much on a journey and you're enjoying it, but you're being careful and cautious about it too, which is always a lovely thing. So thank you so much, my pile number 4, for joining me today and sharing with me your beautiful, lovely energy. I hope this resonated. If it did and you enjoyed it, I'd really love to hear about it down below in the comment section. So I do have another 18 plus pick a card coming out probably in a week from now, and it's going to be your sex life in 2021. So I know you're probably like me, eager to put this year to bed and move on. So I'm really excited to see what messages are going to come out. So be sure to hit that subscribe button in order to stay up to date with my readings. And if I don't see you or hear from you again before the holidays, please have a very lovely and delightful holiday and safe holiday season. I love you so much. Please stay golden. Take care of yourself. Bye.